lot to get through. So yeah,
let's do it, man. And I appreciate the research ahead of time.
Yeah, I always do that. Yeah. So give respect to big projects like yourself. You've got to do the homework. Good evening, WellCoin Talk community. Tonight we have an AMA with HatSwap City. Here to speak about that is Count Alonso and some of the other team members. I suppose if we could just go into a bit of your background from crypto and who came up with the concept for HatSwap City.
Sure, yeah. So my background is really a creative and marketing background. I was always very passionate about writing and storytelling. Graduated with honors with a creative writing degree. Wrote a couple books, then realized I couldn't get health insurance, so I went into a career for the next 11 years doing different types of marketing and advertising. And I was doing that. I was the director of advertising with a social media ad agency this year, and I decided I would buy some of these Bitcoins in May at the top of the first bull horns. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I bought some Bitcoin on Coinbase and some Ethereum, and then I started browsing biz on 4chan to read about altcoins, because I had no idea what any of this stuff was. And about a day later, I had been rugged for my first time. And that was when I really fell in love with crypto. It was this is the Wild West. There's all these crazy meme tokens happening. And I taught myself how to deploy a basic SafeMoon fork. And really within a few months after that, I was quitting my job as the director of advertising at a successful ad agency so that I could focus on cryptocurrency and Binance Smart Chain as my career. So HatSwap City, the idea came, from me, but also from my co-founder, Charlemagne. It was I've been talking to him about this idea of HatSwap City, and I was like, I'm going to start writing a white paper for a project that we can do that would be a really long-term big project. And this was back in July, so it's closing on 6 months since we started. But the day that I had the first draft of the white paper describing HatSwap City itself, I got on the phone with him, and he was like, dude, we need to make Habbo Hotel for cryptocurrency. And I was like, that's exactly what I've just been writing about. So he and I have definitely been co-founders, and a lot of the characters and lore and story is coming out of him. Mayor Bigsby, a lot of the feeling. He's got a big successful history in game production companies, so it's been great to have him as a partner. So that's really the long story short.
Awesome. Yeah, so HatSwap City, it's going to be an NFT marketplace inside the video game world. So it's not going to be a website NFT marketplace. We could sort of delve into that. There's lots of areas inside the world, the Market Plaza, which is based on Varrock Market of RuneScape, which is really cool. I used to play that, showing my age as well.
Awesome.
You'll have arenas for PvP, for NFTs and honor. So we'll just delve into how the world's going to be for.
I'm going to share my screen here. So one of the first things we did was invest heavily in concept art. We got an incredible art director to really help materialize the vision. So you summed it up beautifully. The core principle of HatSwap City is an NFT and shitcoin market, a place where you can exchange NFTs with people in real time, and a place where you can also buy shitcoins within the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like a RuneScape city, because it's all about the economic life and hanging out and making deals and getting profits. So this is the map of the city's districts, and each one of these has a very specific function. So, the spawn room is where you log in right in the heart of the city. Bank would be a type of wallet where you can actually store and retrieve the NFTs or tokens that you want to have on hand. The arena is currently in development, and that's where we're housing all of our play to earn games. So there's going to be PvP games in there for sure. But right now we're in the final stages of developing our play-to-earn game called Hatman, which is releasing in December. So the arena is a place where if you're like in HatSwap City and you want to go earn some tokens and have like a quick mini game or an arcade game, you'll go enter the arena and go play that. The market plaza is very much, as you said, modeled after Varrock. Like in the white paper, I actually have a screenshot of classic Varrock in it. So, you know, we want to create this system, this city that has systems to support people who love cryptocurrency. Like everybody in here loves cryptocurrency. Everybody in here loves finding the next value, you know, and this is really a city built to serve you. So Telegram is cool because we can do like voice chats and we can have games in it. But HatSwap City is going to be specifically built for people like us. So Satoshi Street Exchange down here was actually one of the last ideas that we had for the city districts. And inside the exchange, we're going to have an API into PancakeSwap and an API into PooCoin so that you can like display the shitcoin charts that you're watching, and you can hang out with other traders at like a Wall Street exchange environment. But instead, it's like you're hanging out with other people who are trading coins, and you're all wearing your hats, and you're all like little 8-bit cute avatars.
Well, you have like text chat attached to the avatars where they can talk to each other around the city.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be text-based chat. We're going to try to stay away from local hosting of voice chat because we feel that Discord really does a better job of that than we can provide. So it's going to be text-based. You're going to have like the ability to form groups and gangs or guilds, however you want to think about it, so that you can have different communities within the world.
Awesome. And then you'll use the token, the Hatcoin, to enter the world. Or if you buy the NFT hats, then you have free access whenever you like. I take it, yeah.
Yeah, you nailed it. So really, the whole purpose of the Founder Series hats, which I'll go to the homepage and just kind of talk through it. These are the Founder Series hats. There's only 5,000 of them, and that's a very low number given the kind of player base that we can anticipate. There's a competitor called Spaceport who we're very familiar with, and they had a Galaga clone, right? They cloned Galaga and attached play-to-earn, a very simple play-to-earn reward mechanism on it, and they hit 20,000 daily players in like 2 months. So on Hatman alone, which is it's a Pac-Man clone stylized with like the crypto theme and very much in line with HatSwap City, your hat's going to be your playable character. You're going to be able to play to earn. We're anticipating at least 15 to 20,000 people are going to play that every day. And in order to access the play to earn rewards, you have to have a hat from one of like these 5,000 hats, or you have to buy and burn a certain amount of token. So the certain amount of token is an adjustable amount that will always be about the same price as a hat to mint.
Cool.
So the demand on these hats is like going to skyrocket. It already is. We just minted 400 or 500, I think, yesterday as we started our marketing again this week, essentially.
And you've sold half of the series already, yeah? Yeah, in less than a month. Nice. So, so if an investor wants to buy a hat, and I think you've got a special offer on at the moment, have you? If you buy 2 hats, you can get on the whitelist.
That's correct. Yeah, so that's still running. Don't hesitate, though. So we're doing our pre-sale on Tuesday, and we have a 6-figure marketing budget for not just the pre-sale, but after the pre-sale, we already have a ton of money lined up to promote this token and the associated game. So even if you're just somebody who likes a token and you want to get it on the pre-sale, you can do it. You mint 2 hats today. You join HatSwap City Telegram. You DM the mod your transaction ID, and we'll get you on the whitelist. But the whitelist is filling very quickly. So don't wait. The hats also, this is something very innovative we've got, largely thanks to the strength of our engineering team. is that if you hold a hat NFT, you're going to get Hatcoin reflections off of buys and sells. So that's an exclusive SafeMoon style token reflection system that is predicated on owning a hat NFT. In addition to that, your hat NFT is going to serve as in-game sprites. So in Hatman, like if you have a really cool hat, that's going to be your character. And the rarer your hat is, you get power-up bonuses.
You're going to have people working in the game as well, parts of the team and stuff. Yeah.
Could you clarify that?
Are you going to have parts of the team working in the game? You know, advising and giving people tips when it launches, how everything works and.
Oh, yeah. Of course, yeah. We'll have like tutorial guides on YouTube. You know, we'll have right now the white paper is quite long, and when we do our website overhaul, we'll have like a docs page where you can just kind of go through, and it'll have an index that's very easy to scroll through and figure out how to read, like what's the play to earn system for people who don't want to read through a white paper. Essentially, it's based off of your rank in the global leaderboard, but you shouldn't have to read through 16 pages to figure that all out.
Hmm. And what's the breakdown of the legendary, epic, uncommon hats that you can mint?
Yeah, so if you just go to attributes on our website, we have all this broken down. So we've got commons, we've got uncommons, all the way up to legendaries. So if you mint one of these legendaries, the Chadolph's Wizard hat, the King's Crown, Samurai hat, Shiba Crown, and Demon Mask, there's only 10 each of these. So they're extremely, extremely rare. The next level down is Wizard hat. It's epics, right? So you got your Wizard hat, you got your Rug Merchant hat, and your Ass hat, and the Mayor Bigsby top hat. The Ass hat is very highly sought after, basically legendary status in the community. People love the Ass hat. And you've got different accessories that can appear, the rarest of which are the Mr. Smiley sentient hat features and the sparkling hat. Different backgrounds come in equal distribution, but it is an important characteristic, and we're going to have it convey perks. So it's like if your hat NFT that you select has the bar, you're going to get discounts in the bar. Or if you have the dungeon background, when you go play the Dungeon of the Mad Hatter, you'll get some extra bonuses. So we really put a lot of thought into each of the attributes of the hat, especially the lore and how it's going to impact your gameplay experience in Hat Swap City.
Yeah, so you're going to have mini games in there. There's already one out already, is it? Degen Dash game based on the Pac-Man series?
Yeah, so Degen Dash, we actually just renamed it to Hatman, and that is coming out in early December or late November, but let's say early December so that I can get some sleep. I'm trying to see if I've got a little trailer here that I can show. Here we go. Let me just share my system audio. All right.
There's lots to hold in the hats as well, because you'll get bonuses in game.
Yeah, exactly.
Stats, yeah, and you'll get hat coins as well from reflections. The token, yeah.
Ready, steady, go.
Cool.
You just got rugged. I'm gonna aim.
So ape mode is our invincibility mode. If you eat a banana, you trigger ape mode, and the rarity of your hat gives you a longer lasting ape mode.
Let's shill these bags.
Awesome.
Welcome to Hat Swap City.
And how many levels are in game?
Right now we've got 20 slated. That could go up. It's just, we have to do some play testing now that we've got the game engine built and the sprites are in place. We want to make it a game that you can feel like you have kind of like finish playing it within 20 minutes every day. We don't want people to feel like they need to grind for hours at a chance to be on the top of the leaderboard. We're really trying to make a simple system of playing and earning, because my personal belief is that a lot of play to earn games are both too expensive to get into and also too complicated for a lot of people.
And yeah, have you got some partnerships like Satoshi Street? Is that linked with Satoshi Street Bets, or any other partnerships with other projects?
The partnerships with projects we've been in discussion with is like Neural Pepe and Busta, other NFT projects mostly. Our main focus is mostly around bringing value to the NFTs in Binance Smart Chain. So the longer term vision here is we have this idea of this game world where you can use your NFTs as wearable cosmetics, and that's being developed and it's going very well. So I would say the first district, probably the Bazaar, is going to come out in beta in January, and you're going to be able to log in and hang out with people wearing your hats. But for the second half of 2022, what we really want to focus on is these NFT partnerships. And it's like, oh, you have a good NFT project on Binance Smart Chain. We want your NFTs to be usable in our game, because this is the metaverse, right, that people are talking about, where it's not just one brand or one project that you go experience. It's like across all of these brands and projects, you can get a cohesive experience. And that's what HatSwap City is becoming, is a central hub for Binance Smart Chain NFTs to have another use case and to be utilized not just as a cosmetic, but also have special features in game.
And then you're going to have a museum hall, so people can actually pay to display their NFTs from all over the BSC and other networks, I imagine.
Yeah. So I love how much you've read. You really understand the project. So let me dive into this a little bit, since I can speak to you about it at a more than introductory level. So guys, what he's talking about is we're going to have a museum district, and that's over here. Our little it's actually modeled after the Guggenheim Museum in Los Angeles, if you're familiar with it, over in Malibu. So let's say you own a very expensive NFT. You're going to be able to rent it out to HatSwap City and put it in our museum. And so people can come and see it, and they can see what valuable NFTs are all about. In addition to that, we have the high ticket display, which is going to be the way that we allow auctions for these valuable NFTs. So every day there's going to be 3 NFTs that are up for auction, and people will be able to bid, and they'll be able to see in real time how high the bid has gone for each of these 3 NFTs.
Awesome. And then you're going to have a sort of dodgy area, the tunnel, is it, where I imagine maybe adult NFTs or that sort of thing, semi sort of legit.
Yeah. You know, that's funny. I hadn't really thought about a red light district, but I think it's a natural fit.
Mm-hmm.
We try to keep it pretty PG, largely speaking, but I could totally see something like that being added in.
Yeah,
the dodgy area right now is the rug merchant, and this is more like an in-game casino where you can go make risky bets, and maybe you get a great NFT, or maybe you get a shitty rug that is worth almost nothing.
Yeah, I think of a metaverse where AMAs were conducted, so in the future you could maybe have in-game companies that want to do AMAs inside the metaverse. Yeah. Exactly. And then you've got a bank as well. So how will the bank work?
Yeah, the bank's going to be a wallet essentially, and it's going to make it convenient for you to store the stuff that you want easily accessible in HatSwap City.
Yeah. And then the tavern, so you can go and have a drink and just chill with people. Yeah.
Yeah. Some places are really about ambiance, right? RuneScape really showed us that, where it was you had this big city, and a lot of the areas were kind of just there as part of the environment, but you would find people hanging out in them because they liked that environment. So the tavern is one of those places where you're going to be able to buy drinks with Hatcoin and like get your character drunk. And definitely some people will be regulars at the tavern. Some people will only hang out in the museum. You know, there's going to be these subcultures in the city that develop based around where you like to be the most and the hats that you have.
Yeah, and how's the PvP going to work in the arena? What sort of type of, is it like gladiator style or?
Yeah, so the first PvP game that's on our list is similar to Joust. Are you familiar with Joust?
No, but is that where they're on horses and they have the big?
Yeah, basically they're actually on like flying ostriches. So we want to create. It's just going to be kind of like there's going to be tiers of how much money you can bet, how much Hatcoin you can like bet to go compete in the arena. And we're going to have a joust system where you're riding on your hat as opposed to a horse, and like you're trying to knock the other person off. That's going to be the first one. So we're always starting with simple things that we can roll out quickly so that people are playing a game. And then in time, we want to develop a more robust player versus player system that is taking into account the attributes of your hat as a central component to the PvP. It may be like a Hatstone, like a Hearthstone type card game, or maybe it'll be more of a combat-based player versus player game.
Yeah, the sky's the limit. You could have a game of Quidditch for a rare NFT or anything really. Yeah. And then you've got the high ticket display area, and that's going to be the super rare NFTs that some investors are lucky to hold. Like the highest one at the moment is 35 ETH. NFT was sold recently.
Exactly. So we want to like make it more of a public experience where it's like, oh shit, somebody listed like a legendary Shiba crown from HatSwap City, and the top bid is 100 BNB on it right now. Similar to the Pancake Swap betting system, we also want to let people bet on the outcomes of these auctions. So it's like for people who hold really valuable NFTs, they get more value for their NFTs because they can show them to the public and put them on auction. For people who want to buy them, they get to buy them on auction, which is more fun and you can often get a better deal. And then for the people who neither have the expensive NFTs nor have the money to buy them, you can enter these bidding pools where you're like, I bet that the legendary Shiba crown or like the King's crown up here, for instance, is going to sell for 50 BNB today. And then somebody takes you up on your bet, and one of you wins and one of you loses, but such is the nature of cryptocurrency betting.
Yeah. And then also, holding the hats, you get reflections. So what's the percentage reflections for holding the first series?
So the Hatcoin reflections go to people who are holding in their wallet at least one Hatcoin token and one hat NFT. In the white paper, it says that we're going to have a 1% founder's hat reflection, but we have decided recently to increase that to 2% at launch, and at least for the first week subsequent to launch. So that's going to be a pretty sweet token yield, and it's non-inflationary. So like the value of the tokens that you get aren't going to just be inflated away.
So is the large maximum budget from the sale of the NFTs? Is that why you've got such a large budget? Yeah. Yeah,
exactly. So the way that I planned the business was really, we're always driving revenue and we're always providing new products to people. So instead of launching a token first and just trying to get totally speculative investment, we were like, we're going to start by offering this NFT series. And the sale of these has driven a tremendous amount of revenue for the company. And the revenue is all being funneled into game development, hiring new team members, and marketing to get the NFT series out and to get the token out. Because now that we know our Hatman Play to Earn game is like a few weeks away, it's a really good time to start getting the pre-sale going and to get the first token buyers in place. Because what it allows us to do is launch, have the pre-sale, and then everybody here, I'm sure, is experienced with how pre-sales usually go. Is like there's going to be people who sell because they bought the pre-sale. So we're not a fast ending project. We're not going to be a pre-sale that like, oh, pre-sale's over, great, that was a good project. We're like a 1 to 2 year minimum project vision. So for us, it's like, great, we're going to do the pre-sale, we're going to get people in, and we're going to find out who really believes and wants to hold. And then within a couple of weeks after that, we have the game up, which gives us a new huge catalyst for marketing. And we have a lot of contacts in the play to earn and video game industry who we can utilize at that point. And that's when we're going to approach news publications like Yahoo Finance, the Daily Hodl, Crypto News. We're going to start getting a lot of articles published to attract investors who don't just live on Telegram, but are actually looking for the next GameFi studio that's kind of under the radar, and that's us. So we have a lot of revenue because of our business strategy, and that puts us into a very unique position.
Yeah, so are you looking to do the NFTs cross-chain in the future? I know you've got a second series planned, which won't be as valuable as this first series, but that will allow you to get in game as the game grows past 5,000 players, I imagine, yeah.
Yeah, so what I want to tell everybody is like our first priority is to deliver HatSwap City to Binance Smart Chain, because I know of a lot of good projects on BSC and I want to contribute to them, and I want people who are getting our NFTs here to get the value out of them. And that really requires us focusing and finishing the project on Binance Smart Chain. Once we have up HatSwap City and we have up the core technology, that's when we're going to start saying, all right, now it's time to go cross-chain. We have a model that works. Let's look at Solana because they've got Star Atlas. Let's look at Flux. Flux is a burgeoning blockchain that has like Counter-Strike popping up on it. Boy, it would be great if you had Counter-Strike skin NFTs that you could trade in HatSwap City, wouldn't it? Ethereum obviously is a huge place for NFTs, but frankly, I'm a little bearish on ETH for games because the transaction fees are too high. It's actually like pretty low on my list of where I would want to go.
Yeah, I think Polygon, yeah, another.
Polygon, Flux,
blockchains are blowing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and would you look to do the Hatcoin on cross-chain as well, or will that just stay on the BSC?
So I think that Hatcoin is going to be something that we keep on Binance Smart Chain, and we build this ecosystem around it where it has demand and it has utility and it has rewards for playing our games. And then at some point, we're going to say, okay, we've got this great product suite that people are loving. We have 50,000 daily players earning Hatcoin. Now it's time for us to sit down, and my engineer, if he's my lead engineer, I hope he's here. Yeah. So we want to build a more sophisticated tokenomics ecosystem. And that is going to require a lot of research and work. So at some point we will roll out another token, and it will be similar to like how Axie has got the Axie token and Smooth Love Potion and how those things work together. Hatcoin will be part of that, but eventually we will have a more robust tokenomics ecosystem.
Awesome. And who's building HatSwap City? How many devs have you got involved? The timeline, I think you were saying it's called Q1 2022, around January.
Yeah. So our game development team is 5 people right now, and Hatman, the play to earn arcade game that's using your hat NFTs for multiple reasons or for multiple uses, is coming out in very early December. And the fantastic thing about Hatman is that the technology required to put up Hatman is the same technology required to release the first part of HatSwap City. So really at that point, once we've got it up, it's a matter of how fast can we design all of the unique sprites. And then what we're going to start doing is we're going to start rolling out district by district. Here's your market plaza, and you have your NFT decks that's real time. You know, here's the arena, here's the museum. So I think that January of next year for the market plaza and one other district is what I would commit to at this point.
Awesome. And is it all in-house then, or are you outsourcing some of the building of HatSwap City?
Yeah, we'll probably outsource a little bit. I'm a big believer in an in-house thing. Like in my career, I've seen the best results out of in-house organizations, and so we've very much been in-house up to this point. We have a lot more money now, so it's a lot easier to think about hiring outsourcing. But really, like the short answer to that question is, I want to do whatever is going to get Hatswap City up at the highest quality with the fastest time. So maybe it's going to make sense for us to outsource some. Maybe we're good. We'll find out.
All right, and it's going to be web-based at first. You'll go to the website to log in to the Hatswap City, and are you looking at iOS and Android in the future apps for that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We want to make it mobile friendly. We anticipate 70% of demand is going to be mobile traffic. So right now we're building for the web, and we're building in a way that it's all very mobile optimized and designed for mobile first, really.
Yeah, it's a social platform. It's a gaming platform. It's crypto investing, and yeah, there's all sorts to do in the city for people. So it's in a way like a Telegram, but in a game. Yeah, and
yeah, exactly.
More on top. NFT marketplaces. There's a lot going on. So yeah, I can. The tokenomics, how's that going to work? Buys and sells on the Hatcoin.
Yeah, so the tokenomics are going to be, taxes are going to be 11% at launch, and that's going to marketing, game development, prize pool, and founder's hat reflections.
Okay, but there's no liquidity attached to that. But will the liquidity come in at what sort of percentage will that be?
Apologies, I should have mentioned there is a 2% liquidity tax.
Oh, okay.
So we have like I think 5 tax verticals, all relatively small and adjustable. Liquidity should be strong though when we kick off. We're going to do the pre-sale, and 90% of raised liquidity is going in. So we're trying to keep that liquidity tax low as long as we can.
Right, and is there any security needs to be built for the game for investors?
Oh yes, yes. We have great security. Our engineering team actually specializes in blockchain security, so that is a principal component to making sure that people who play the game have got a fair chance of not getting beaten by somebody who's abusing a system, and making sure that your connection to our DApp is very secure.
Awesome. Right, I can open it up to the team if they've got any questions for Count Alonso or any investors.
I just want to ask. So yeah, we mint 2 hats. We get whitelisted, but what are the details of the pre-sale? What's going to be like the hard cap, soft cap, stuff like that? How many people are getting whitelisted? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so we are doing right now a 500 BNB hard cap, and the total whitelist spot is 500 people. So if you mint 2 hats, you are guaranteed a spot on that whitelist.
All right, cool. And the maximum contribution? What's that going to be?
Max contribution is 1 BNB.
Oh, okay. That's great. Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, great questions.
Yeah, that's a low enough that everyone can get involved, and there's not too many people. Is it going to be a maximum wallet amount?
Yeah,
super. And bots?
Yeah, It's like if you do a max contribution, you'll have about half of a max wallet. So if you want to buy more after launch, you have the ability to do that. But as you said, the system is designed so that a lot of people can get involved, and that there's nobody who's going to have like 3% of the total supply of a project that we're gonna run for 2 years.
Yeah. I suppose anyone else got any questions for Count Alonso? No, I thought there'd be lots of questions with the complexity of the project and so much involved. Oh, well, we can carry on. So yeah, if we can go into some of the game any of the game features we've missed or anything I've not discussed with you. I can carry on with that, Count Alonso. Yeah.
Yeah. So the NFTs are a vital component to being part of our game and our ecosystem. So that's why we've spent so much time building for them. You're going to get Hatcoin reflections for holding the hats, right? So that's our form of staking. And you're going to be able to get access to earn the rewards in any play to earn game or any game that we put out. You're going to have free access to the game because you have a Founder Series hat. In addition to that, we use the hats as our governance token. So if you own a lot of hats, you get a lot more weight in telling the dev team, like, what do you think? So when somebody who owns 100 hats is like up in my DMs and they're like, wow, I really think that this would be a great idea. That's something that we put into the team discussion, because this is decentralized finance. So the people who are controlling the supply get more of a voting mechanism. In addition to that, your hat is your character in Hatman, and the rarity of your hat is giving you in-game bonuses, making it easier to hit higher play to earns. And that's really just the beginning, guys. Like, we rolled the NFT series out less than a month ago. We decided to pivot to rolling out a play to earn game soon. And yeah, we've got a ton of incentives for holding the hats, and beyond that, they're just a great NFT. The art is very good. People love them. I'm going to make a testimonial video soon of all the people who love our NFTs.
Awesome. And audits, have you got audits planned for HatSwap City?
We are planning on doing audits, absolutely, yeah. Surtech.
Okay, and the size of the team, and is anyone doxing KYC for the pre-sale?
So I'm doxed. Charlemagne is doxed. We're on the landing page, and you can find us on LinkedIn. We're gonna do KYC through Pink Sale.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, I mean, the first thing, for investors is to get your hands on one of the hats, because that's going to give you a lifetime access to the game in the future. And then, but if once they're sold out, how is it that investors would have to burn so many tokens each time they want to go into the HatSwap City? Or
so the details of the burning tokens to get into HatSwap City itself is TBA. In terms of playing Hatman, if you want to earn rewards, you're going to have to burn tokens. And burning the tokens will be equitable to the cost of minting a hat. So you guys can imagine that when we have a lot more thousands of people looking at this project, and they're like, wow, I'd love to earn $20 a day just like playing Pac-Man and having a good time. I could either burn these tokens or I could mint a hat that gives me all these other advantages. People are just going to mint the hat.
Yeah, it's going to be cheaper in the long run to own the NFT hats than to do it that way. Or you could maybe build into it where you had to hold so many tokens to have access to the HatSwap City. I know some projects do that, and creates more diamond holders. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's see if there's any questions or anyone. Anyone got any questions for Count Alonso? No. Okay. Well, yeah, if we've covered nearly everything. So the pre-sales go in November the 16th, and that's Pink Swap sale.
Yeah.
Pink sale.
You got it.
Mixing it up, yeah. So they could head over to your Telegram. You can keep them updated on that. I always say to investors, if you're listening back into the recording, because we do share this across the BSC and in our community, and we've got a Twitch and a YouTube recording we can send over to you, and a Telegram recording as well to share with your community. We'll get you safely over to their official Telegram, and you can ask any questions in the future with their team.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. Loved the AMA. Really appreciate your research, and please, guys, come hop over to HatSwap City. Talk to us. We've got a great community, super active mods. Happy to answer any questions.
Awesome, yeah, and you're welcome to keep us updated in the text chat here for our investors. I'm sure there's lots of people going to get invested and buy some cool NFT hats, which have, you know, a lot of utility attached to. That's what people are looking forward to in the future with investments. So get in early and just watch this project fly, I imagine, in the future. Looking forward to the future for HatSwap City and the NFT series. And just post, or send a DM over to me and I can post in the chat about the updates as they come along. Yeah. Will do.
Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Thank you for coming. Take care, Count Alonso. I'm looking forward to this one and getting some of them NFTs myself and get on the whitelist, I think.
All right, fantastic, man. I would love to. Let us know in chat what you mint. We love to see people's hats.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah. I've got time to get over there, but yeah, that'll be cool. All right, I finished the recording. I'll send you a copy over the recordings as they come in, and pin that in our chat for our investors to listen back to. It's been an awesome AMA. A really cool project for the BSC.